Ahoy, Ewoks.
Ahoy.
We're on the open seas today, sailing in our battleships and our canoes of various decorative natures.
Yeah.
Our amazing prows on the front.
Exactly. Welcome back to Star Wars Total Rewatch, where we are totally rewatching all of Star Wars. And we are once again stuck in the world of Ewoks. Season 2 this time. Episode
9A.
9A.
We don't know what episode this is. Just pick one.
We've been stuck here for so long. It came out November 8th, 1986. And yeah, I'm Cody.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Daniel.
This episode has two parts called Prow, Beaton, and Baga's rival.
Yeah.
Lest ye not forget that Baga is the ox, I guess, that helps the Ewoks on their adventures.
So you need that. You need an episode about him.
He's a boar dog.
Mm-hmm. And it's great. It, expands more on the animals that help serve the Ewoks and provides a more in-depth look into Baga's, motivations, what drives him, just kind of where he's coming from. There's like some flashback sequences of kind of how he was raised and
on the farm.
There's no flashbacks.
No, there's not.
None of that. These are filler episodes once again.
They're an agrarian society. Got to talk about the animals sometimes.
Pretty much. And Baga sounds very much like Scooby-Doo.
I thought so too.
Very emotive for a donkey.
He's getting very close to speaking
Right.
in the Scooby-Doo voice. He didn't quite go there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the second one. We'll start first things first.
I was going to say before, Mary wasn't going to join us because she hadn't watched the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was going to say, if you want to do the podcast with us, you got to suffer along with us. That's part of initiation of being part of our...
That's the price you have to pay for the joy of being on our program.
It's not so easy.
Yes. All right, so who wants to give a summary for the first episode, Prow Beaton?
They can do it.
Hardly anything happened.
Yeah, there's not much. They're having yet another Ewok festival. They have parties. They party all the time. And this one is something to do with the
fishing festival.
So Chief Chirpa gets the little Ewoks to take care of his boat and clean it all up and get it nice and shiny for the festival. And they're trying to put a prow on it that I guess Logray carved. And of course the kids make a mess of it. And then the Duloks show up in a battleship and the kids stop them. That is about it.
That's it.
Yep, that's it. But yeah, we had war wagons before, and now we have battleships.
Yeah.
Not so primitive.
Did the Duloks make that battleship? That's impressive.
It is. This is very impressive if they did it, but I feel like the Dulok way is not to make things. I feel like the Dulok way is to just
steal things.
Yeah, steal it.
That's what I mean. I'm proud of them. This is the most effort I've ever seen them put into anything.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just snuck off to the Strutters or maybe the Scandits and stole their battleship.
It could be.
No, it doesn't look like anything they would make.
Yeah.
It looks like something that Ewoks would make.
It does.
It could be their design.
Yeah, maybe Wicket needs to have a conversation with his great uncle or great grandfather.
Right.
Who designed the wagon.
Yeah. The plans fell into the wrong hands. They stole the battleship plans. Many brave Duloks died getting these plans.
What have you done with the plans?
What?
Isn't that Darth Vader? What do you say? Tear this ship apart.
Gotta work on your James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I know. My voice isn't low enough.
I don't think anybody can do James Earl Jones.
I was gonna say if they did build this battleship, it was a lot of work for nothing because they don't know what to do with it. They're terrible.
Yep. But starts off with the Ewoks getting ready for the fishing festival. Wicket's mom and Milani are making a new net, and once again Milani sounds like she's 5.
Baby Milani.
Yeah.
The main focus is this prow carving that Logray presents to Chief Chirpa and then magically attaches to the front of his canoe. Another good use of magic here.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Logray says, wizard always relies on magic first. Or no, wait.
Why do work when you can just magic something.
Right, just wave your hands. Magical. But yeah, Wicket says, we can help, we're old enough now. And they're like, okay, yeah, you can help. You can clean the boat.
Yep.
Well, I mean, not
Stupid
kind of
kids.
kind of a joke, but really, like that's a good job for them. Just get something ready.
Right, not all jobs are exciting.
You've got to start small, and the problem with these kids is they don't have the patience to start anywhere but at the top. At least Wicket doesn't. The rest of them seem okay.
And it still proves to be too much responsibility, even just to clean their boat.
Well, which is exactly why they don't get the bigger responsibilities. He tells them just clean the boat, and so they immediately say, "Hey, let's take this boat for a little joyride."
When will they learn?
Right.
So then, naturally, they decide to take the boat in and trying to get the girls or something.
Yeah, they think they're being cool.
Yeah, they go pick up the girls. Yeah. They're actually going joyriding.
They don't get very far, though. They have fun for a few minutes, but then they crash it.
Guys are too busy trying to impress the girls. Run right into a rock. And the prow carving sinks into the river. Say, what's Chief Chirpa going to do to us? He's going to kill us. That's what they say.
Yeah, they literally say that.
I'll put that clip in.
Wicked, look! The carving is missing. It must have fallen into the river. We've got to find it, or my dad's gonna kill us!
And so they're like, quick, everybody go diving.
Yeah, they all find random things that aren't the prow carving.
Yeah. A log and a turtle.
Yeah, apparently Endor has spitting turtles. Add that to a list, as well as river octopi.
Ewok pie.
Oh my. They lie to Chief Chirpa.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell him that they lost the prow. They say, oh yeah, it'll be ready for the festival.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, then we cut to the Duloks. These Duloks have a catapult on their battleship. It's pretty impressive. I don't know if I've ever seen that on anything.
What do you mean?
Is that something that's been done in like real life?
Catapults on boats?
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
pretty legit.
Probably. Who knows? Somebody
got bored and tried it out.
Somebody got bored and drank too much Yub Nub juice and put a catapult on the ship.
It seems like that could come in handy. Certain types of warfare. If if you're fighting like a fortress right on the beach, you could sail up to it with your boat and catapult it as you approach.
Downside being you now have to lug a bunch of heavy rocks onto a boat.
Well, yeah.
Well, there you go. I was gonna say maybe there's some practical reason it doesn't work. I've never tried it. That's a good reason right there.
You need a pretty substantial boat. Figured by the time they were building those substantial boats, they already had cannons.
Gonna need a bigger boat. Star Wars.
Yeah, that was originally quoted in Star Wars.
It was. A space boat. Yeah, so we see the Duloks cruising down the river with this crazy boat, King Gornish and the shaman at the helm, along with King Gornish's annoying, nagging wife.
Mm-hmm. Always.
But I guess they decide to test the destructive power of their battleship against these poor, helpless little skibs, I guess is what they're called.
Yep.
Daniel, since you're going to be doing a creature episode later on, do you care to explain what these skibs are?
Skibs were creatures that built dams and moved along the surface of water on their elongated feet, which resembled natural water skis. There you go.
They're a cross between beavers and otters.
Non-sentient, but
they're sentient. They seemed sentient.
They don't speak English like all other things on this show.
Respect.
They're just animals. They're semi-intelligent. They're able to communicate with Tebow, as we'll see. Somehow the Duloks just crashed into a sandbar or something. We don't actually see it, but it's not so surprising that we can just cut to them already.
I'd be surprised if they didn't.
Yeah. And all it is just a setup to have King Gornish fall in the sand.
Gosh. Anyway, they find the carving that's floating down the river. This is like the shaman guy.
Yeah.
He says that it's like a lucky carving. He knows it's an Ewok carving, but he says it's meant to like bring them luck on their fishing festival. They're planning to go ruin the fishing festival, apparently, and steal all their fish, right? That's the big plan. With their catapult battleship.
How long were you guys building this battleship? Should have just been fishing. You'd be fine.
Such
Yep,
a good use
that's pretty
for
much.
it.
Teach a Dulok to fish, and he will
Steal your fish.
give a Dulok a fish, and he'll build a battleship to steal all your fish.
To steal the rest.
The rest. What is that carving? What's it supposed to be?
It's a fish.
It's a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, just some
Okay.
weird cartoon fish.
Oh, I see it now.
Out on the prow. So like normally, the front of the boat where they normally have like the woman statue or something
Right,
at the front,
mermaid.
but instead it's a Ewok fish.
It's an Ewok fish. It's an Endor fish.
An Endorian fish,
Yes.
sorry. It's a big gooba fish.
It is, yes. So Wicket's plan here, and all 4 of the Ewoks follow him. They hide under lily pads with little reed pipes, like Robin Hood style.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
trying to sneak up to the battleship and take back the carving, but they get caught, actually.
I was really hoping he was going to do his Murgoob impression again.
It's kind of like that.
Super old Dulok that he impersonated by dressing up with lily pads and stuff.
Cody's favorite character.
Exactly, my favorite character. But instead, nope. They get captured and then forced to row as galley slaves. And does this ring any bells? Does this remind people of anything?
Ben-Hur.
Well, I was actually going to say...
Flying speed.
I was actually going to say droids. What was it? Across the Rune Sea episode?
Sure.
Oh, that's right. Same thing happened. They got pressed into service.
Yeah,
on a ship.
that also did happen. Just lacking a joke droid.
Thankfully, right? They also had, in the droids episode, it was R2-D2 who was disguised as floating seaweed and snuck aboard the ship.
As Murgoob.
Pretty much.
Yes.
The Queen Dulok keeps on calling it her Bodie Wodie.
Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah, there we go.
Right? These skibs, right, the otter beavers are following the boat and splashing them because they're mad that they've destroyed their homes. And Wicket has a plan, which entails having Tebow speak to them. Because he asks Tebow here after a bit, are the skibs ready for the plan? He's like, yep. They can't wait to get revenge on the Duloks. So the skibs start pushing the boat full speed ahead. They tip it up or something.
Ramming speed.
They tip it up and then it happens so fast, but a bunch of the Duloks get caught on some tree branch. Enough anyway that the Ewoks can now take over.
Can
Yep.
man the battle stations.
Get a little bit of hijinks, but doesn't take long. The Ewoks take over the ship.
They become the captains.
Yeah, I'm the captain now. That's what they say. They use the catapult to destroy the ship itself.
Yeah, apparently they can...
He just launches the catapult and the rock goes straight up in the air and back down on the ship. Seems like poor design. A major design flaw there.
Mm-hmm.
I like this shot too. The Ewoks are celebrating because they wrecked the ship, and then King Gornish towering over them, swinging his club at them.
Oh, yeah. They run away, and he's just breaking holes in his own ship.
So silly, chasing them and smashing it up. It's terrible.
I mean, that's about it, right? What else? Is there anything else we need to say about this one?
The ship sinks finally. It crashes, I guess. Yeah, and then completely goes kaput.
Along with the Prow, so they didn't get it back. So they decide they're just going to have to tell Chirpa the truth.
I thought maybe those otters were going to swim down and find it for them.
Yeah, I don't know. They just say it's lost forever. They didn't really try to find it.
Yeah.
Gornish shouts, "I'll get you, Ewoks."
Get you next time. So they have to admit they lost the thing, and they think they're going to get punished, but instead the chief says, you guys did a great job taking care of those Duloks. And so here's a new Prow carving that you can put on the boat for me. And they all are like, another Prow, and they all faint.
They do.
Classic cartoon comedy.
Before he tells them that they were very brave, they're all worried that he's super mad at them. We see each of them imagining different punishments. And it's like horrible. Like they really think that their chief would do this, and like Nisa is thinking like her own dad would like banish her from the village. It's awful.
Wicket's here is pretty dark. It's like tied up firing line style at a stake.
I know he's like blindfolded. They're just shooting him with their
Their slingshots.
It's not so bad, but yeah, it looks like a firing squad.
It's they have an active imagination.
But yeah, it's exaggerated punishments. The worst thing they could think of. Apparently, this is a weird one too. T-Bow's. He sees Chirpa break his like staff in half, his magic staff, I guess. Right? Is that what he's doing?
I think so.
And then T-Bow vanishes from existence.
What?
Isn't that weird?
But that's his fear of what could happen. But does that mean that could happen? Is that what would happen if they broke that staff?
I have no idea.
That doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea.
Is Wicket really just like some sort of spirit that's tied to this ethereal plane via this staff of magic?
Right. T-Bow.
That is a weird one. Why would that happen?
I think you said it, Cody. We never knew.
It's canon now. I'm gonna go update this Wikipedia article.
Yeah, but yes, it's ridiculous. They all faint at the same time, almost like a cartoon.
Almost.
Yeah, hilarious.
That was the end.
Prow Beaton, everybody.
There you have it.
Next, Baga's rival.
This one is wild.
Very.
Again, if you've been wondering this whole time, why has their donkey not gotten his own episode yet? For goodness sakes, you're in luck. They finally did. He finally got what he deserves.
Yep.
That's all I ever wanted. Should I summarize this one?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I guess Baga rival part is not so much the main point of this episode. It's some other horse-like creature just appears out of nowhere, and all the Ewoks take a liking to it and start ignoring Baga. And this thing is like this unicorn horse thing. It actually ends up like growing wings. I don't know. It's this amazing magical being. Takes Nisa for a ride on its back and turns into its true form, which is some kind of evil dragon monster. And it flies Nisa back to this base, this like fortress.
Secret lair.
Yeah, lair of Jadru, the Enchantress. A character we've never seen before.
One of many mysterious figures living in castles.
And she's going to like demand like a ransom or something for Nisa in exchange for the Star Stone.
Sunstone.
Sunstar.
Sunstar. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sunstar, yes. Just because she wants all the power or something, whatever. But the other Ewoks come to her rescue. They bring the whole village, all the warriors, to help. And they end up trapping Jadru within her fortress, where, as far as we know, starved to death.
Yeah.
Maybe it was eaten by her dragon. Yeah, something like
Probably
that.
the truth.
We don't see the end of that story.
Left up to your imagination.
Yeah, I see where your imagination's going.
Yeah, a lot of weird things in this one. Like, I liked it just for all the weird stuff in it.
I did. I enjoyed this one more than the boat one.
Oh, yeah. That was awful.
I don't know, but the boat one had a battleship and catapults.
That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, the best part of that one was when they were destroying that village.
The poor.
Village. That was great.
Right?
Wasn't that great?
Oh, that was so great.
I wasn't expecting much from this one. Like, when it starts, it feels like, oh, okay, some random animal came in and Baga's jealous of it because everyone thinks this new animal is great. And then suddenly, like, you've got this cat lady sorceress, and you've got this crazy... You've got all this ridiculous stuff going on all of a sudden. Like, I just didn't expect it to go there.
Yeah.
Her maze with all the levers.
They were so mean to Baga, though.
They were.
Like, he had full reason to be jealous of this thing. Like, they completely ignore him. They, like, are totally putting him down, saying how dumb he is compared to this awesome unicorn.
Right.
Yeah,
And this thing's so smug, too.
Well, it's so funny. It's like this beautiful unicorn creature, and everyone loves him.
Right.
And then as soon as everyone turns their back, he just, like, growls.
Oh, yeah. He's shooting some real nasty looks at Baga. He knows exactly what he's doing.
And you realize, like, Whoa, this thing.
Right. This ain't My Little Pony. This is some creeping. This thing's got some ulterior motives.
My Little Evil Dragon.
Exactly. So it has a name. It's called Silky.
Well, that's the name the Ewoks give it.
Sure.
We don't know what it really is.
But I don't know. Silky reminded me of the Teen Titans cartoon. They have Starfire has this weird looking worm thing. You want to see it? This is what I thought of Silky. Look at that.
What's that from?
Teen Titans.
Oh.
Is that what they call it on there too?
Yeah, it's called Silky with an IE, so it's slightly different. But yeah,
Silky.
I had to mention that because it's pretty disgusting.
Basically the same thing.
Right. And it is a quarf.
Yeah.
That is the species, which is weird. It's a shape-shifting creature, clearly. The only known quarf seen on the forest moon of Endor.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just completely pamper this thing and make Baga feel like crap.
They do.
Nisa brings it into her house, even though King Chirpa protests.
No, but even the adults love him though. He bats his eyes at Chief Chirpa, and then he says, "Oh well, all right, you can stay."
I like Nisa is over here brushing its mane, but she's like in her little nightgown without her hood on. She looks so ridiculous.
Yep.
They just look so silly without their hoods on.
That's every little girl's dream, isn't
Well,
it?
sure,
To have
right.
your own
Or your
personal
little pony.
unicorn. You can brush its hair when you as you're going to bed.
Right? No, it feels like a toy or something.
Except it's bigger than she is.
Yeah, and also this one's evil.
Right. That's not part of the dream. That's different.
A little more gremlins. Yeah, it just magically grows wings. Like, this thing is freaky.
But yeah, this thing's continually showing up Baga. Baga tries to help carrying some heavy basket, but it's too heavy for Baga. But Silky does it just fine.
Oh yeah, they rub it in Baga's face. It's really sad. Hard to watch.
It is.
I had to look away.
Was that their Aunt Bozzy?
That's Wicked's mom.
Wicked's mom. I forgot her name.
Shodu.
Shodu.
Shodu, yeah.
Don't you remember that name?
I know. Come on. That's a
Shodu.
good joke.
Oh, how could...
Funny every time.
Funnier every time.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then suddenly he's flying away to this secret lair up in the mountains.
So funny. It just transforms into this nasty looking dragon. Like, wow. Did not expect that.
And he can send out some kind of a magic signal, like upstream, up the river.
Yeah. That's an interesting magic ability we haven't seen before.
Like a little bolt of electricity goes up into the palace where the Jedru can find it. He only does it that one time, but it's like communicating with her.
Yeah.
Well, it has something to do with this orb that Jadru uses. Because it was almost like she had attached it to its horn.
Mm.
He like sends it back to her. It's some way for her to communicate with the dragon. See, and then she's able to like see that the Ewoks have found her quarf.
For plant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's working for her.
The Palantir, the stone in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's this crystal orb.
It's called Jadru's Crystal Ball. Was a magical artifact possessed by the dark enchantress Jadru on the forest moon of Endor. And of course, at the bottom of the article here it says, and she was able to pinpoint its location when the ball returned to her, denoting some aspect of force sensitivity. Ooh.
Okay.
Well, there's a little disclaimer also on the crystal ball article that says it is never specifically named in the episode, and the name of the article is only meant to represent its similarity to the real-life crystal ball.
Yeah.
It's not actually a crystal ball, but that's the closest.
It works just like those real ones in real life.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
Right? What?
Sure.
yeah.
Go with that.
Those real life crystal balls that we have laying around.
Yeah.
That are flying around all the time. Yeah.
Saw one just the other day.
I like the way Jeju talks. She's like Catwoman.
Oh, yeah.
She purrs all her arms. I'm going to steal the Sun Star.
She's just called a feline species, which there's a lot of feline species in Star Wars. I feel like
That's true.
she must be similar enough to one of them. They could have just said that's probably what she is, but whatever. Unnamed feline species. It's fine. Yeah, she's a cool character. I was into it. That's cool.
Kind of similar to the Solonian.
Okay.
I guess those are cat-like creatures as well.
Cathars are in Knights of the Old Republic. They're very cat-like.
Cathars.
Yeah, with a C.
Ah.
With a CAT.
Yep.
Or Bothans.
Bothans are more dog-like.
What does a Bothan female look like?
Same as a
Well,
male.
dogs are boys and cats are girls, right?
Oh, yeah,
Isn't
you're
that
right.
how that works?
That is how it works. You're right.
So they track it down to the lair, and Wicket tells Tebow and Latar to go tell the chief.
Yeah, he was actually
What
being
has
smart
happened
about
here?
that. Usually they try to do it all themselves.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we actually need some more help on this one. He's learning. Yeah, and Jadru, she's like able to communicate with anybody on Endor with their crystal ball. She's like telling Chief Chirpa that they've got Nisa.
Didn't they do that in another episode? Talk through like the Sunstar.
They do, like the Leaf Queen sends a message through it.
Yeah, that's it.
But like, was there another crystal ball by Chief Chirpa? I don't know.
Maybe it was communicating through the spinning top. I don't know.
She might have sent one over there, because here she sends one over to Wicket and Baga, who are infiltrating the fortress.
Oh.
She totally knows they're there. Like, she can see everything. It's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know what this fortress is. Like, did she make it herself or something? But it's like, it's built to be difficult to invade. It's pretty effective.
You know, a lot of these castles that we see feel like they've been around a lot longer than their current inhabitants.
Sure.
I hadn't thought about that very hard until right now, but I like that idea. In the one of the live action Ewok movies, right? We were saying how could these aliens have built this big castle? Like they probably just took it over. They found it ruined. This feels similar, and so does that cave that what's his name? The evil Ewok.
Zarak.
Yeah. He was in that cave with all this weird magic pools and caverns.
They went in that Indiana Jones temple in the Gift for Shodi.
With that dragon thing.
Like, I know
that was weird.
probably, like, the real reason is that they were just making stuff up in each individual case for an episode, but it starts to add up over time, and it makes me wonder, what is the history of this world?
Right. Well, you'd think if their galaxy has such a long history to it, you're just going to end up getting a lot of old crap on all your planets of ancient civilizations, you know? It's been around forever. Who knows who was on Endor previous to the Ewoks?
Yeah.
Or just, I don't know, with earlier Ewoks.
Yeah.
I'd like to know. I want to know the story.
Yeah.
Give me a Ewoks of the Old Republic.
Right. Oh, man.
With the High Republic.
Yeah.
I was going to touch on this weird throne that Shadru apparently lives in.
It like opens up like a leaf or like a.
Yeah, but it kind of makes me think of like Darth Vader's weird little capsule that he lives in, you know? And it kind of opens up and reveals her throne. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, that thing where that he can take off his helmet only inside that little room.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just kind of living inside that thing. I hadn't.
Right. It seemed like she just lives in there.
Bit odd.
What is she doing here? And she's got like so as far as like her magic, if we try to break that down, like I don't know, she maybe has like a crystal thing on her forehead or something. But she has some kind of magic powers. I don't know.
She is wearing a headband with a gem in the middle.
I don't know. We never see her again. This is the only episode she's in. But
No, but this is what we're here for. We've got to figure this stuff out. If we don't, who else is going to?
I could imagine there being some connection with her and Morag, you know, maybe. They both seem similar, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you remember when Morag tried to make herself appear young and attractive that one time?
Yeah, she kind of looked like
She was kind of cat-like, yeah?
Didn't look like this.
I don't know. Some kind of connection. Similar species.
But...
When she was younger.
Maybe.
I was thinking, like, where would she have learned all this? You know, maybe Morag taught her something. She was an apprentice at one point, you know.
Until she turned to evil.
There's always two, right?
Oh.
The master and the apprentice.
I see what you're doing.
I don't think that's.
Can't overanalyze this stuff.
They end up trapping her within her own fortress by pulling all these different levers.
Okay, my thought on this maze of hers is that she seems to think it's the most impenetrable maze ever, where it's really incredibly useless.
Sure.
The first time she traps them in it, the very first thing they do is find their way back.
Yeah.
And the second time, the rest of the Ewok warriors come along and just break down the wall.
With their battering ram.
So even if you do get lost, it's apparently not that hard to just cut through it.
It probably kept most things out, but Ewoks are pretty exceptional.
Kept those darn Duloks out.
Yeah, I probably did keep the Duloks out. They destroy the throne and tear off all the levers.
And they trap her in her own maze.
I know, that's the last we see of her. It's pretty awful.
Well, I mean, she brought it upon herself.
And then this joke again, right? Chief Chirpa is like, here, Wicket, take this broken lever and put that on your belt.
Just messing with them.
I know, it's like, they know how badly he wants stuff on his belt of honor, so I think they're just purposely giving him trash. Pretty mean.
Just random items.
Quit picking on the kid.
Right at this second, my eyes are looking at this lever. That's what you'll get.
He's doing a really good job. Starting to feel bad for Wicket.
Oh, yes.
Nobody takes him seriously.
All right, I wonder if the end of season 2 will have him getting promoted to warrior. Well, considering the very last episode is called Milani the Warrior, I'm going to assume no.
What? Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. She gets it before Wicket does.
Probably.
And Nisa and Baga make up, because we can't stay mad at her.
How could I stay mad at
So
you?
that's nice.
That was episode 9, part A and part B. Join us next time where we get to watch Horville's Hut of Horrors and the Tragic Flute. So you know it's going to be a good one, folks. Names like those.
What does that mean?
We will find out.
Oh, no. I don't want to.
Just a few more to go, everyone. Stick with us. And, if you stay with us long enough, we'll get to talk about Jar Jar Binks pretty soon.
Right.
We have that to look forward to.
We'll have the greatest hot take that everybody's been expecting, waiting for so long.
No, I'm actually really looking forward to doing the prequels. I think those will be pretty fun to cover.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jar Jar will not seem nearly as bad.
He'll fit right in.
Right?
Right at home in this Star Wars universe that we've discovered.
You'd be like, I don't know what people were complaining.
Like, it's fine.
I think people just hadn't explored the world, the Star Wars universe as much as
true patron of the arts like we do.
I think it's really funny though, only having seen the movies, like the original trilogy, that's kind of like what you think the Star Wars world is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But all of this stuff that we've been covering, these like 40 episodes of these cartoons, if you count the droids too.
Yeah, that's true. And well, like the Clone Wars, and that's all still canon. That's like completely canon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably a longer running time than everything else put together.
Yeah, now 7 seasons now, so yeah. But the great thing I like about the Clone Wars thing is they'll often have storylines that span like 3 episodes. So instead of having a storyline that wraps up quick at the end of every episode, it kind of continues on so that you get like an actual almost full length.
You do get like a movie length story.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's really good. Some of them go on for like 4 or 5 episodes. Some of
Yeah,
them.
that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to doing those too.
Oh yeah, very much so.
But until then, we have just about 4 episodes of Ewoks left to go. So let's enjoy them while they last.
Yep.
We'll never return.
I might just stay here on Endor, you guys.
Go on without me.
Getting to like it here.
Yeah. All right. Well, join us next time, folks. This is Star Wars Total Rewatch signing off.
Signing off.
See ya.
Bye.